So a very warm good evening to all of you. You're welcome to this edition of Sales Ki Pathshala. I have kept your videos off, so your audio and videos are off. And at 4:30, I'm going to open up the channel so that you can ask your questions. Meanwhile, you can ask your questions through the chat box, and I'll be replying to your questions on the chat box in the course of next half an hour. So thank you very much. Before we start, can we just take a cross confirmation from all of you whether my audio and video is clear or not? Audio and video clear? Can someone of you confirm, please? All right, everything is clear. Thank you very much, Rajesh, Jahir, Nihar. Thank you so much. So today's topic is about drip lead generation. And I'm sure you must have heard this word called drip lead generation. You know, especially in today's pandemic time, all of us are very, very bothered about this whole business of lead generation. And many of us are baffled with the idea कि यार जब सब कुछ बंद है, when everything is locked down, how do we do our lead generation? And drip lead generation is a great answer. And that is why we are taking this topic today in this Sales Ki Pathshala. Before we move into drip lead generation, it is important for us to understand the concept of an IDA funnel, right? So what exactly is an IDA funnel and how does it work is what each one of us needs to understand. So IDA buyer's journey, it actually starts with awareness, interest, desire, action. Which means that even if you are working towards generating your leads, किसी अनजान व्यक्ति को यूं ही जाके आप बोलोगे कि अरे यार मैं फलाना प्रोडक्ट बेचता हूं, तो आई एम श्योर द पर्सन विल नॉट इमीडिएटली फॉल इन लव विथ यू, राइट? So typically there are three stages, which is called awareness stage, consideration stage, and conversion stage. And the consideration stage comprises of someone who is already aware about you, developing the interest for the product, and then subsequently developing the desire to buy that product from you. So you can look at the IDA journey, start with awareness. Awareness about what? Awareness about you or your company or your product? No. Awareness about the fact that the person needs something like that. So if you're into real estate, you are interested to talk to people who are aware of their need to buy a real estate property. Or if you're into a master batch, then you're looking at people who are aware of their need to buy quality master batch, right? Similarly, if you're into food grains like Rajesh Sharma is, then you're looking at people who are aware of the need to buy quality katha or to buy quality rice or husk. Okay, so awareness, interest, desire, action. When will you develop a lead? What is this action I'm talking about? What is this conversion I'm talking about? Am I talking of conversion into an order? No, I'm not talking about conversion into an order. I'm talking about conversion of a person from being aware about his need to becoming interested in a particular product category, to developing the desire to deal with you for a particular product, to becoming a lead for your business. So this whole IDA's buyer's journey is about creating a lead. When we say conversion, we are talking about conversion into a sales lead and not conversion into a final order. So if you have understood the IDA funnel, can you give me a yes on the chat box for the IDA funnel? Can you give me a yes on the chat box for the IDA funnel? All right, so I get a yes from Varun, from Nihar. Fantastic. What about others? I don't get a yes from everyone today. What happened? Let's have a yes from everyone. Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. Now, with this idea about an IDA funnel, now what you see on the screen is a very schematic diagram of how drip lead generation works. Now, if you broadly know what is the meaning of a funnel, then you can see there are 6-7 funnels here. So there is a stimulus which is fed into funnel 1. Then there is something that drips out of funnel 1 into funnel 2. So the drip of funnel 1 becomes the stimulus of funnel 2. Similarly, the drip of funnel 2 becomes the stimulus of funnel 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, before it finally becomes a sales lead. Now, is there something specific about this figure 7? Is it necessary to have 7 drips? No, it's not necessary to have 7 drips. So you can also have a campaign which is only made of 3 drips, 4 drips. But why I'm showing 7 drips for you on the screen is that it has been seen that 7 is the maximum number of drips that is required to convert a suspect into a sales lead. So in a worst scenario, your workflow or your automation should not have more than 7 drips. But surely you can have less than 7 drips. And research also shows that less than 3 drips do not work very well. Again, these are all, this depends on the industry type, and this also depends on the geography in which you're trying this out. But I'm just sharing certain thumb rules with you. So I'm putting it in the chat box, minimum 3 drips, maximum 7 drips. Can you give me a yes on the chat box? Minimum 3 drips, maximum 7 drips to convert a suspect into a lead. Can you give me a yes on the chat box, please? Okay, Nihar is the fastest finger today. Well done, Nihar. Thank you very much. Okay, wonderful. Rajesh Sharma, yes, thank you so much. Fantastic. So we have understood IDA funnel, and we have also understood the nature of drip mechanism. Okay, and for those of you who are from JJ Plus, this drip is not the drip irrigation, but yes, it follows the same principle. This is drip lead generation. Okay, fantastic. Now let's look at how exactly a workflow is prepared. Okay, now if you look at the screen, I've prepared a 6 drip funnel here on the screen. And I have kind of summarized the input stimuli in the first funnel and what is the desired output drip from the first funnel. And there's something called call to action. So we will need a call to action to ensure that stimuli becomes a drip. Okay. So can you quickly put on the chat box, stimuli or stimulus, then stimulus becomes a drip only with a good call to action. Yes, I put it in the chat box. Stimulus becomes a drip only with a good call to action. Okay, just put a K, just put a OK on the chat box so that I know that you have understood this statement. Okay, fantastic. Nihar Tripathi, thank you so much. Soumya, Nihar, fantastic, wonderful. So what we are talking about is, let's take an example. So funnel number 1. My first message is, hey, I can help you with this. Now, this could be anything. Now, what is important for all of you marketers to understand that this within bracket cannot be your product, because no one in the world is interested in your product. Everyone is interested in the problem that your product is going to solve for the customer. Now, if you understand that mechanism, now if you are into real estate and if you are selling EVOS Plaza, then you will not write, hey, I can help you with a 3 BHK luxury flat in EVOS Plaza. No, it will not work. What will you write? Hey, I can help you with a luxury apartment which will appreciate with a guarantee of 30% per annum. Aha, now you're talking about some interest for the buyer, right? So if you're into master batch industry, then what is the stimulus will say? Hey, I can help you with Kiko master batches. And then somewhere you can define what is Kiko, all right? So if you're into food grains, then you can say, hey, I can help you with cancer-free chemicals in your katha, right? So I'm sure you understand the input stimuli in funnel number 1. Now, if this is your input stimuli in funnel number 1, then what is your output drip? Because if your input stimuli is good, then your output drip will be okay. I will make a note of your service. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कस्टमर कूद के आ जाएगा आपके पास कि दे दो यार मुझे सामान दे दो, I want to buy your product. No. The moment he receives your stimulus, he will become aware. Okay, he'll become aware of the fact that you are selling a property which will appreciate 20%, or you're selling katha which does not have chemicals, and so on and so forth. At this juncture, there has to be a call to action. And you can see here, I put a call to action which says that you could use this do-it-yourself kit for self-assessment of your score. Now, what do I mean by this? If you have started by saying that, hey, I can help you with cancer-free katha, and if the customer says, okay, I'll make a note of your service, and along with that, if you give a do-it-yourself kit, that's please download this kit and assess for yourself how much chemical percentage is there in the katha that you're buying right now. Do you understand what I mean? Or in case of real estate, you would say that enclosed, please find a do-it-yourself kit, which will show you how much your property in particular area has appreciated in the last 10 years. You get what I mean? So on funnel number 1, can I have on the chat box, okay, have you understood the stimulus, drip and CTA? Just say, okay, 1. Just write okay, 1, which means that you're okay with the funnel 1. Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay. So I've got an okay from Tripathi, Nihar Tripathi, Abdul Aziz. Others are still sleeping, or maybe they have not understood. Somya, okay. Thank you, Somya. Anyone else in the group sitting here? So anyone from JJ Plus, can I have an okay from you, or you have not understood? Shall I repeat it for you? Okay, people from JJ Plus not responding today. All right, let me move to funnel number 2. So funnel number 2. So now what has happened? Sorry. So what I have done in the funnel number 1, I put a stimulus that, hey, I can help you with a property that will come with assurance of appreciation. Or, hey, I can supply you katha, which will not have cancerous chemicals. Or, hey, I can supply you Kiko grade master batches. Okay. Now, the moment you give the stimulus and you put a do-it-yourself kit, which basically creates the awareness in the minds of those suspects. Now, please understand that if you do not have the call to action kit here, the person will only make note. So output hoga, person will make a note of your name and service and store it somewhere, but will not remember to call you when he actually buys your product. So that is why to engage him further, you need this call to action. Okay. Now what we do, the drip coming out of funnel 1 will now enter funnel 2. If I go back here, the drip coming out from here will enter funnel 2. So now funnel 2, my message is, congratulations, use this ebook as per your score. You see, I first gave it a do-it-yourself kit and I asked the person to assess their business on a score. Then after 7 days, after 10 days, that is also a matter of strategy, that after how many days do you feed the second stimulus? So after a periodic interval, I now feed the second stimulus where I say that, hey, congratulations. Thank you for your interaction. Why don't you use this ebook as per the score that you got for yourself when you use the do-it-yourself kit? Right? Now you must be wondering that how am I going to send this message? Well, you can send this message through email if you're doing an email workflow, or you can do it a WhatsApp workflow or an Instagram workflow. It all depends which workflow you're creating. But restrict to one workflow. Don't have one funnel in Instagram, second one on Facebook, and third one on email. I hope you understand me. So the second stimulus is, congratulations, use this ebook as per your score. And then the output that I'm expecting is, okay, I want to try this self-help solution suggested by you. You must understand that till now, I'm only talking about self-help. I'm not pressurizing the person by saying that buy my product. I'm just saying that I'm giving you an ebook which will help you assess your stuff internally. And then I do a call to action which says, use this report card to maintain your scores. So I give a report card format, and then I say, call us whenever your score drops. See, the first funnel and second funnel is more to do with awareness of either funnel. I'm just creating awareness by the first two funnels, right? Awareness by the first two funnels. Have you understood this? On the chat box, please? Yes. I'm creating awareness. I'm creating awareness in funnel 1 and 2. Just give me a okay. Okay, Jahir Kashif says, please repeat. Jahir, which one do you want me to repeat? Can you please write what you want me to repeat? Okay, fantastic. Debashish, Soumya, Nihar, Abdul Aziz. Okay, I'm getting okay from all of them. Fantastic. Now I move to the I of the IDA funnel, which is interest. So now I have to create interest. So what do? After again some interval, I send this message. How have you been doing? Can we meet for a chat over a cup of coffee? So you see, this is the first time when I'm trying to initiate my sales angle. I'm trying to meet, maybe a virtual meet in these days. If a cup of coffee is not possible, we can have a virtual cup of coffee over Zoom or something. And then I'm expecting this, that, okay, it will be a no obligation meeting or telecom. So the customer would normally say that, okay, you can meet, but I'm not promising you anything. No problem. And then as call to action, you leave your proprietary methodology with the customer with an offer. So that is why I strongly believe that each one of us should have a proprietary methodology of working. It is this proprietary methodology will make you unique. Otherwise, there are n number of Katha suppliers, there are n number of real estate people, there are n number of master batch suppliers. How are you unique? Okay, so you have to create a proprietary methodology, and at this structure, use that as a call to action. Okay, and then I come to 4. Again, this is something to do with the desire of the IDA funnel. So offer to conduct a proof of concept for the customer. So what do you say? That, okay, let me do a proof of concept for you. So if you're a Katha supplier, you say, okay, let me do a small sample for you so that you can understand whether we actually give you cancer-free chemical Katha or not. In case of real estate, you can say that, okay, let me allow you, why don't you visit my site and I do a site visit for you. I'll personally be there and I do a site visit for you so that you can ask all the questions and so on and so forth. So if you look at the workflow that I have designed here, it's quite self-explanatory and I'm sure all of you understand. I'll be sharing this PPT with you and you can take it forward. So now the question is, how do you automate it? Okay. Now the process of automation involves 3 steps. First, you have to choose list, because what is the list of customers or prospects or suspects on which you are going to do this lead automation? There has to be a list of suspects, right? So if you're into real estate, then you have a list of government officers as one list. You could have a list of IT professionals as another list. So based on the buying behavior, you create different lists. So for Rajesh Sharma, you could have a list of B2B traders. You could have a list of corporate buyers. You could also have a list of B2C customers. Those are separate lists. Now, for each list, you have to create a workflow. And what is a workflow? Well, this is a workflow. So for each list, like for real estate, I was giving examples. So for government class people, you will have to create multiple drips. It could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maximum. Again, for IT professionals, you have to create a different drip because IT professionals have a various different buying behavior. So you choose list, and for each list, you create a workflow. And once you have created the workflow, you automate it. That's the beauty of it. Because when you automate it, then your lead generation activity will continuously happen in the background. Even when you're sleeping, you are going to do lead generation. So if you have understood this far, I will move on to the automation part of it. So can you quickly put it in the chat box? Have you understood till now? Just put a yes. Yes, till now. Just put a YTN. Yes, till now. Okay, Jahir says yes. Okay. Soumya says yes till now. Fantastic. Okay. Nihar, are you tired now? I don't see any response from you. Abdul Aziz says yes till now. All right. Nihar, I don't know whether you are tired of saying yes till now. Okay, I get it from Nihar as well. Okay, thank you so much. Good. So now we quickly move on to the next part of it as to how to automate. And my favorite as far as automation is concerned is called getresponse.com. So there is a website called getresponse.com. There's a disclaimer here. I'm not an affiliate marketer for GetResponse. I don't have any vested interest in promoting GetResponse. It's just that I personally use GetResponse and hence I'm more familiar with it. There are various other portals like you have activecampaign.com, you have leadgorilla.com. So there are a lot of portals which give you this service of lead automation. If you go to Google and write lead automation, if you write auto lead responders, you will get a lot of websites. Now let's take getresponse.com as an example and let us see how this thing works. Okay. Now this is typically a screenshot of the GetResponse website. So if you see on the left-hand side, create form, create newsletter, create landing page, add contacts, and create autoresponder. So that's the menu. So it's self-explanatory. When you click on add contacts, you will get something like this. So add contacts, so you write the name of the list, because when you're adding contacts, you will add them under various lists. So suppose you get a government contact, you will put it under government employee list. And if you get an IT professional contact, you'll put it under IT professional list. I hope you understand there. So basically, you create lists like this. Okay. So if I take you back to the basic screenshot, so add contact here, you will use to create your list. And once you have created your list, you can actually click landing page and newsletter and create form, because these are the three tools which will help you create all your ebooks and e-forms and e-checklists, right? Now, this last option is called autoresponder, and that's where you create an automation. Now, if I broadly take you to the autoresponder part, so if I quickly take you there, so let me stop this sharing and let me quickly take you to a live demo of what we are talking about. Okay, so how much time? We have 7 more minutes. Okay. So let me take you there. Okay. Okay. So I take you there and I put this off for the moment and I go to, yeah. So can you just quickly confirm to me on the screen that whether you're able to see my get response screen or not? Just put it on the chat box. Yes. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, Nihar. So I've just opened the autoresponder page of the getresponse.com. So this is how you create an autoresponder. So you can see, you can put a title there and it's very easy from email address. So this is a workflow that I'm creating for mass email marketing. So I do a subject line. Then there are some templates here. I can use those templates to design my message. And then these are the various trackers: click tracking, click e-commerce tracking, track link links with Google Analytics. All right, this is how simple it is. I actually want you to go through a quick video to understand how this autoresponder is done. I'll just quickly go to YouTube and show you a very small video. So if you go to YouTube and write how to create workflow on GetResponse. Okay, so you see there, GetResponse, quick tutorial, automation workflows. Okay, let's pick up this one. And please confirm to me whether you are able to hear the sound or not. Can you quickly confirm to me on the chat box whether you are able to hear the sound? Can you hear the sound? Yes or no? Okay, okay, the sound is not visible. Okay. Okay, so let me just see if I can get it on my WhatsApp for you. Okay, just 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so let me just click the share sound and optimize. And then I go to desktop. Okay. And then Charles has shared a video for me here. Okay. So I quickly, now please confirm whether you can hear my sound or not. Just wait, it is opening up right now. All right. Internet slightly slow. Please give it a moment so that it opens. You can also check this video offline after the program, but I'll just play a part of it so that you really understand what kind of workflow we are talking about. Oh, I'm awfully sorry. This is taking some time, so let's forget about it. Okay. All right. So let me take you back to my basic. Yeah. So let me open the PPT once again for you. Really sorry for that. Yeah. Can you confirm whether you can see my PPT right now or not? Can you confirm that? Can you see my PPT? Okay. All right. Thank you, Jahir. Okay. So if you go to YouTube and if you write how to set up an autoresponder, it will show you YouTube videos. You can actually go through YouTube videos and check it out. Now, what is the fun? Why are we taking all this trouble? What is the fun and how do we really make the best of it? First part is you get Google response email analytics. So you'll get email analytics as to how many people have opened your email, how many people have not, how many people have forwarded it, how many people have shared it within multiple people within the organization. So you get all those email analytics. So you can actually track that at which part of the drip lead system are things getting stuck up. So if I really take you back on this drip, the analytics will give you information as to where exactly it is getting stuck up. So maybe you are having great results till drip 3 and maybe drip 4 is not working good for you. So you can actually go and change your drip 4, change your drip 5 and accordingly analyze your campaign. Okay, I'm sure you understand what it means. So you get all kinds of analytics. So summarizing today's program, first question that you have to ask yourself is, do you have your list ready? If not, you have to immediately start working on your list. So this is the format in which you should start preparing your list. So serial number, what is the list name, which is basically what is the category or what is the silo that we're talking about. Then how many numbers, so what kind of data you have in that list. Next column is what are the problems that you can solve for these people, and then accordingly you create a workflow. And you have already seen before the kind of workflow that I have created. So this is the first question that we ask. Do you have your list ready? If no, please prepare your list in this format. Having done that, get into a workflow automation, automate your workflow. Your lead automation will generate leads even when you sleep. So rest deeply, sleep peacefully, dream sweetly, and tell yourself good night is the message that I'm trying to give you, friends. And that brings me to an end to today's Sales Ki Pathshala. We are sitting at 4:30 right now. Thank you very much for coming over and participating in today's Sales Ki Pathshala.